Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It really boggles my mind that so many people find this movie mid when I've seen it 2 times, and in both times I either liked it or loved it. And I will agree, this is more of Wanda's movie. I mean, I don't have a problem because I love Wanda. If you haven't noticed, I made a whole sideshow of WandaVision called Wanda Wade. And if you haven't checked that out, please be sure to check that out. Alright, I'm getting sidetracked. I will say, it's great. You have Strange's arc building from Infinity War, down to Endgame, down to Spider-Man No Way Home, and now recently, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And so for the story, it's not a big cluster of cameos on top of cameos on top of cameos, like a lot of people were expecting. And I kind of fell into that too, but I wasn't expecting it too much. It's a self-contained story dealing with Strange, his alternate versions, Wanda, and making her debut, America Chavez, which Xochitl Gomez did great. I already fell in love with her character, and I didn't even know much of her. She brought an aura of innocence. I found myself oddly feeling as satisfied as I did at the end of Home Alone when the music is just playing. I know that's a very odd way of thinking of the ending, but that's just how I felt. Her character just hit me in a different way. I don't know why. Strange obviously did great. Benedict Cumberbatch always hits the nail on these movies. But the real winner and the real taker of the movie was Elizabeth Olsen. Wanda. She makes me love Wanda Maximoff as a character. You can ask Jared. Ever since Age of Ultron, I've loved her. You know, I always loved Elizabeth Olsen. But really, in this movie, she goes to different levels of... I don't even know. I'll be explaining more in the spoiler section, but she is tremendously great in this movie. I keep saying great because I don't even know what to say. Man, Elizabeth Olsen knows how to act. I'm not saying anybody else doesn't. I'm just saying her portrayal of this character is just striking. The movie's pacing, a lot of people have been saying it's very fast. I will say it is on the shorter side of most of these Marvel MCU movies because most of them are either 2 hours and 20 minutes or above, and this is 2 hours and 6 minutes as the full runtime. But in all honesty, it felt fine to me. But I will say, in the beginning, it puts you into the action immediately. You have to be sitting down in that theater by the time it starts, or you're not going to know what's going on. My final thoughts, I say you get out of the house and go into the theater and sit down and watch this movie. I recommend it. And now for the spoiler talk. Literally, as soon as this movie started and that thing was chasing after America Chavez and Defender Strange, I was just sitting in my seat like, yo, it just started immediately. But when he is edging, right when the creature is on them, when he's edging to take her power, and he says, for the grand calculus of the multiverse, I was like, yo, this is from No Way Home. And I was like, yo, this is how they're going to be showing how the different Stranges are all connected in the multiverse. And I love that. And the effects for America Chavez's star portals are immaculate. It's like ice. I want to bite it. But afterward, when she gets sent to our 616 universe, that's when it gets crazy. The banter her and Our Strange share is just... both of them are just unlikely great duos together. Strange does not like working with people. He works alone. America Chavez thought she had a friend in Defender Strange, and he just portrayed her, and she's on the fence about this new Strange, and he's already on the fence about not wanting to work with anyone. You know, it's just bringing those two type of characters together is fireworks. And also, not to interrupt, I'm going off of what I remember. I'm currently making this video and it's Tuesday and I saw it Sunday. Anyway, let me just skip. In the beginning, they're fighting Gargantos or Shumogorith, whatever name you want to go with. But later on, you find out it's Wanda sending all these creatures. And I'm like, yo. And she says she's sending them for mercy because you don't want to send herself. She would mess everything up. And she does in this movie. When her and Strange meet up and he doesn't even tell her her name, he stops as soon as she says, you can bring America here. And he's like, wait, I didn't tell you her name. Like, it just started getting suspicious right there. And then she does her little thing with her hand, and then the Darkhold shows up, and it's all red. And I keep telling my friends this one part is so cold, but it's so funny at the same time. Strange is like, Wanda, your boys aren't real. You created them using magic. And she's like, that's what every mother does. I was sitting in there, I was like, yo, these lines. And then the little smirk she gives him when she does it, I'm like, yo. But moving on to when she shows up to Carmarchage, if I said it right, yo, that whole sequence of her talking to Strange is probably some of my favorite dialogue in the whole MCU. The way she whispers about talking about how reasonable she's been, you can tell she was being dead serious. And Strange was not having it. And then she just destroys the whole thing. I could go on and on about this movie. When she shows up to the Illuminati in 838. Oh my goodness. Their deaths were... Yo. They scared my friend DJ. My friend DJ went to the theater, saw that part after the movie was done. He texts me and he's like, yo, the way some of these people died scares me. I was like, especially Black Bolt. She took his mouth away. She said, what mouth? And this part gets me mad a little bit. A lot of people are getting mad about how Reed Richards literally goes and says Black Bolt could destroy you with one word or one whisper. But the thing is, the man was trying to be nice to her. He was trying to show her mercy. That may have not been the right time coming from the smartest man alive, but come on, you can't just do that. And then she says, what mouth? And then the sheer fear of having no mouth, Black Bolt's biggest weapon, is gone. I would be scared too. He was scared and yelled and just his head just caved in, and it was sad. And the way everybody else died is just After seeing the movie 2 times especially, I didn't even know Captain Carter got split in half. And for Captain Marvel, Wanda really just straight up absorbed her powers and then she was done. She ripped Professor X's head in the shreds. In the scene right after she does that, the way she looks, she's so evil. I love it. But that's what the Darkhold does to you. When that's the influence it has on you. I'm gonna wrap this video up, but the last part I want to talk about is how when America Chavez finds her true self and like starts fighting Wanda, she's like, and Wanda's like, and then she gets punched. That part is so funny. And America Chavez just punches her to Westview and sees her sons and stuff. And then that whole scene of that Wanda getting pushed around by Scarlet Witch Wanda, and then the kids reacting to it, and then Wanda reacting to it was crazy. And then when Wanda forgave Wanda and she said, know that they'll be loved. I didn't know she said that this first time through because it was so fast. But the second time I was like, oh, that's what she said. And it was beautiful. Now, I don't know. Alright. Now talking about the movie, it just makes it so much better for me. It just makes me love it even more. I really don't know why people think this is mid. It's not. And I don't feel like it's messy. To me, it's not messy at all. But then again, not everyone's going to think the same way you do. And not everyone's going to, like the movie. But I'll say, as of right now, well, actually, the first time it was a 7. No, it was an 8.7. Now it went up to a 9. So yeah, definitely go check this movie out. And I'll catch y'all later. So with that being said, until later, and enjoy the rest of your day.